Sorry if the audio is weird, and I honestly don't know if this video is ever going to see the light of day, but hello everybody, welcome back to that Transformers channel, and while it's fresh in my mind, I want to give my thoughts on the 80s Transformers movie, aka the only universally agreed good one. Man, that was a film. That was cinema right there. Wish I was alive to... No, I don't wish I was alive to see it, because I would be really old, but... it was good. I just watched it, I took a shower, I've had tons of time to think about it, and I'm gonna give my thoughts. Not that you asked or anything. But, yeah, like I said, I liked it, but... I knew the deaths were coming. Okay, spoilers for the movie. But, like, wow, they still hit me like a red semi-truck. They caught me off guard. I knew they were gonna happen. Before I even liked Transformers years ago, I knew that, like, oh, in the 80s, they made a Transformers movie, and they killed off everybody's favorite characters because they needed new toys. And I was like, well, that's dumb. And then when I became a fan, every video I ever watched, like, they just seemed to love mentioning the fact that all your favorite characters die in the only good Transformers movie. And I'm like, man, I'm gonna hate to see that happen. So I watched all, like, 60 episodes of season 1 and 2 of the G1 cartoon. I watched the last 3 today, and they were just good old G1 fun. They're goofing off, doing whatever. And then they're dead. First 10 minutes. Like, it caught me off guard. When Ironhide and Prowl were going to, I think, Earth in the ship, I was like, oh, okay, they're probably just progressing the plot. They're gonna go to Autobot City, like Prime said. And then the Decepticons broke through the side of the ship, and it was like non-flashbacks. Because now I'm attached to these characters. I'm not watching the scene without audio in some YouTube video as a joke. I'm like watching it. I'm in movie mode, and just out of nowhere, Brawn is down, and then Ironhide, Ratchet, Prowl, man. It was like, whoa. I wasn't expecting it. It just happened, and and then it just kept going and going, and it seemed like everything was fine. And then RC was like carrying, it was Windcharger. Yeah, I think it was Windcharger's body. It didn't look like Windcharger, but seemed kind of similar. And then they cut it like to her face, and then they cut back to the bodies, and then right there next to Windcharger was Wheeljack. Like, so unceremonious. No respect was put on this man's name. He was just there, dead. My favorite character. It was so morbid. Man, I wasn't expecting that too. And I know I'm a 16-year-old getting worked up over toys dying in a movie when their creators didn't care about it and they just need to sell toys. But, like, that messed me up for a second. And then, you know, obviously the iconic fight between Prime and Megatron. I knew it was coming. I was still invested in the fight. And I don't blame Hot Rod. It was obvious that it was going to go that way anyway. If Hot Rod didn't step in, Megatron was just going to keep Prime talking so we could shoot him. That's just how cartoons work. I knew that was going to happen. And then Hot Rod stepping in, it just showed me that Hot Rod cares and is willing to risk his life to save the day, which is obviously what the creators were trying to portray, but nobody sees it that way because they love Optimus Prime and no one cares about Hot Rod. And and Hot Rod's death, not Hot Rod, Prime's death was also pretty sad. The other deaths, they just gave me this, like, sinking, empty feeling deep down in my heart. Like, this was so undeserved and unnecessary. But Prime's, it was mostly, like, Daniel that kind of said what I was thinking as Prime was dying. And I got a little choked up, I gotta be honest. But I didn't cry or anything. This isn't Breaking Bad, or this isn't Ninjago. But I was really sad. And yeah, that's the end of what everybody cares about in this movie, but there was a lot more. It's good. It's a good movie on its own. I like the new characters. Actually, really like the new characters, and I like the whole thing they did with like the 50 million, not 50 million, but like, I don't know, I think it's 30 years later from when the G1 show takes place, explaining what's going on. You can kind of fill in the blanks in your head. There was actually a decent amount of show and not tell, which was much appreciated. I thought that was good. I thought that was good stuff. I liked the contrast between like Cup and RC and Springer with their Cybertronian designs, and Hot Rod with his like earthy design. I kind of gave me a nice vibe of his young eagerness or something like that. I don't know. I like his design, and I like all their designs actually. I like their characters too. I wasn't expecting that, and they were all good. I wasn't expecting like Hot Rod. I knew that if I didn't like any of the new characters, I wasn't gonna bother watching seasons 3 or 4 of Transformers, because there's like 30 episodes in season 3 and I think 16 in season 4, and I can't sit through any more of that. Transformers G1 is really good, but there's a lot of episodes like that are kind of okay, which I wouldn't mind if they were 11 minutes, but they're 22 minutes of like episodic stuff. I don't need to watch the Autobots chasing a living bolt of electricity in Japan for 22 minutes, and there's no overarching story to keep me invested from episode to episode, which makes it hard for me to binge. So for the past like 2 months, I've been trying to finish season 2. I did finish it like today, but that's a similar thing that I was afraid of for season 3. I kind of trod off there, but I will watch it eventually. I think right now I'm going to take a break and watch some of the stuff that's been on my list for the past couple months as I've been watching Transformers. And then I'll get back into it sometime in the future. But yeah, anyway, moving on. Where was I? The whole like Autobot City thing, the animation was really good. The story was good, stuff like that. I really enjoyed it. I didn't mind Daniel, which I was surprised of. Kid annoying is kind of how I thought I would see it. And it was good. I like the whole Matrix thing, the Magnus not being worthy, and it was obviously Hot Rod should have gone it. I'm kind of tired. I like the Dinobots in this movie. They were really fun. I like how they were like in Dino mode for a lot of the time. That was cool. They're just really goofy, really fun time. I always love the Dinobots, and they weren't in the G1 show for a while, so it was a nice little thing seeing them there. I also really liked Blaster and Perceptor in this movie. Like, those are two of my favorite Autobots and just characters in general, especially in G1. And my dad gave me those. He had them as a kid, and I've mentioned this before, but he had the 2-pack that came with Blaster and Perceptor, and it was obviously based on the scene they shared together in the movie, and I think that was really cool. But Perceptor lives at the end of the movie, and Blaster just disappears midway through. He had like a big part in the beginning, and then when like Springer and Hot Rod and Magnus and the Dinobots, they all leave to go to space or whatever the heck, Blaster is just not with them, but we never see him die, and that was kind of weird. I thought Unicron was really cool. Orson Welles did a fantastic job, obviously. I know the whole situation with him, and I feel kind of bad that was his last movie. I mean, it was a really good movie, but that kind of sucks. It's probably what he'll be remembered for. I don't know anything else he's in. I just know he's famous for some reason. But he did a great job as Unicron. Megatron's whole thing was cool. Galvatron was cool. I didn't really didn't get much of like Scourge and Cyclonus, so that was kind of whatever. But I did enjoy it. And it's kind of weird to think about what else happens in the movie, because it really just reminds me of like a G1 episode where they're just doing stuff in space. They visit the Junkions, they visit the Quintessons, they do all that stuff, and it's really fun. It's good stuff. I enjoyed watching it with that like undertone of your favorite characters just died, which is why I think people don't talk about it that much, because there's not much to talk about. It's good, but it's not like your favorite characters just died in front of you and your kids are crying. Good. Well, that wasn't good. That was actually really bad. And I hate the fact that they died, because I get Prime dying. That's fine. But the other characters didn't have to die. I mean, Jazz, Perceptor, Bumblebee, Cliff Jumper, the Dinobots. G1 characters, they were just alive at the end. So why did Wheeljack and Ironhide have to die? Was that necessary? I don't know. I don't think they're in the season 3 or 4 for whatever reason. Obviously because of the toys, but I don't know if there's a reason in universe for why they're not there. But yeah, and dude, the fact that Prime died to like a gut shot and Magnus survived being exploded into like little bits, that made me mad. At least make it make sense. Come on, guys. And the ending was good. I liked the whole Galvatron versus Rodimus thing. That was nice. And then they all get out and it's happy. But the soundtrack was really good. Really good. Like, I wasn't alive when this movie came out, and the only songs I recognized were The Touch, which I'm kind of tired of that song because of just how much it's like everywhere for some reason. But I kind of started to like it by the end of the movie. And I think I've heard Dare to Be Stupid before, but not like in depth or anything. And a lot of the movies the songs were good. They didn't feel too out of place to me. Oh, the original soundtrack was also really good. Overall, it was a solid movie. If I had to give it a rating, it would be like 8 out of 10. Like, I could definitely rewatch that on a whim. Aside from, like, my favorite characters being dead. Oh man, Wheeljack, that hurt me. But yeah, good stuff. I don't think I'm gonna release this video. I might. I do plan on starting a Transformer channel. This is on May 11th, actually. It's like actually 11 p.m., so you could say it's May 12th. And I kind of wanted to talk about this movie, but I'm not good with movie reviews. So let's see how this goes. And there's not even a guarantee I'll start a Transformers channel. I want my first video to be the Studio Series Hot Rod. Last night, Hot Rod review, because he's French and he's like me. And I think that'd be cool. Yeah, Hot Rod being French is definitely a good decision. I wasn't a fan of the American Hot Rod, let's put it that way. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I don't think I have any dedicated socials for that Transformers channel, so I guess just subscribe to my main channel, and if you like that channel, subscribe to the socials connected to that channel, or any of the channels connected to that channel's socials, because I have like 7 different channels. Keep on transforming my goose name sandwiches, and I'll see y'all later. I haven't decided between saying peace out or roll out. I think roll out would be clever and classy, and it would fit with the theme, but at the same time, peace out is like I have to say it. It's just it's connected with all my channels. I'm not gonna drag this out any longer. Peace out.